just work, it's just all work, it's all work, but it's all play, it's work and play, it's the things we enjoy, but it's work, it's so much work. Another day and a dollar, boss makes a dollar in a time. At least that's what they say, work, that's what the workers say, that's what work is, work. 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, weekends coming, weekend, and we get 2 days off. Then it's back to work is play. Good evening, my friends. I'm Nero. Welcome. Today, we're going to be exploring ergophobia, the fear of work. Work is a lot of things. Everything is work. A lot of things are work, and work is a lot of things. It's a tricky balance. They say if you do what you enjoy, you'll never work a day in your life. And as someone who does multiple things that I enjoy, I can tell you that is a load of crap. Even if you're doing something you enjoy, you're still working. And some people fear it. Some people dread it. And there are days that I think it fills all of us with a sense of dread. We just have no interest in getting up, in going in hitting the grind, in the commute, in the office chatter, in the gossip, in the politics, in the staging, in the work play, and the ingratiation of work into our personal lives and vice versa. You have to put on that mask. You have to put on that smile, that customer service friendly smile. Hello, how can I help you today? It would be my genuine pleasure. Hey, I'll get that report to you by the end of the day. Thank you very much. Yes, sir. Yes, miss. Absolutely. You have been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for coming in, my dear guest. You know what I'm talking about. We all do it to some extent. So we're going to go back to work. This YouTube has been an incredible amount of work. It has been so much work, especially this task I put before myself of Spooktober. And you know what? My boss for this has been a real tool. I do not care for him at all. He can take this job and shove it. That's what I'm going to tell him next time I see him looking in the mirror. Yeah. Work. Everything is work. Let's see how much work scares us in the Stanley parable. Now, I have played this before. A while ago. The answer was no. No, I was not recording the game, but we've got the settings fixed. So, as I was saying, I have played this before, but it's been a while. Long enough, I don't remember it. It's been at least 2, maybe 4 concussions ago. Possibly more. So we're just going to get into it. The end is never, the end is never, the end is never, the end is loading. Well, that's handy. That's a good transition. I like that the end is loading. And boy, howdy is it. It's loading as quickly as I do. Which is to say, not very. How many times can I hit the snooze on how many different alarms? You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely not dying inside.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Okay.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on the keyboard.
Hey, I do that.
Through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Well, good for Stanley.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget.
He got hit by a
He
bus.
had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow.
Well,
No
that's
one showed
unfortunate.
up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all
Not
his
even
years at the
Stacy,
company had
who wears
this
way too much
this
perfume.
complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
I did no such thing. Nope. I can't even hide? Alright, well. I guess none of these keys do anything.
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome
Right?
fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that.
No.
This couldn't go any way except badly.
That's not my
The thing
job.
to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever.
It's
I
true.
will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer.
Now it's even closer. Here it comes. Is this the end? Did I win? Did I do a good job? Did I do good work? Am I a good employee? Well, now I can't even leave. Well, alright then. I can't open the door. I'm locked in. I've sharpened all my pencils. I've double checked all of my files. Except for that one. But we don't look in that one. We are a good employee doing good work. We are working hard. Or hardly working. Am I right, Janet? That's okay. It won't be long now. Any day now. Any day now. I genuinely can't leave. Alright. Help, 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 help. I'm just typing help over and over and over again. It doesn't seem to be working. I don't think help is coming. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think I made a mistake. Let's begin this game again. We can never go back. Lots of locked doors.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
What does employee 432 do? As if I didn't know. Man, I really hope his job is sharpening pencils. Who farted? Am I right, Janet? I hate Mondays. Am I right, Janet? I like work. I just hate my boss. Am I right, Janet? Mile. Am I right, Janet? I don't know.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
You know what? I feel better about myself. You're not gonna shame me, narrator. Be my Valentine. Am I right, Janet? I'm going to turn off the computers because that's a responsible thing to do. Who farted? Am I right, Janet? Fun. Am I right, Steve? Awaiting input. Ooh. I gave it input? Okay. E. Help. Nope. Help didn't work. Help did not give me help. Awaiting input. Am I right? Never mind. That might be a bridge too far.
Stanley clicked on literally every single door in the office because he doesn't pick up well on cues from his environment.
I do pick up on cues from my environment. I hate Mondays. That looks like blood. Where's the meeting room? I am pretty sure the Stanley Parable takes place in the back rooms.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I did no such thing.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Nope. Nope. Not going in there. Because you told me to. Ah, fine. I'm going to complain the whole time.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nope.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible.
Do not lie. If you were lying right now, stop. Use a cargo lift, 1,000. Penalty for jumping off the cargo lift, 500. Well, I wouldn't want to incur a penalty. I just won't use the cargo lift. It's fine.
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Back to work.
The meeting room. Yes, that's where everyone would be. Stanley just needed to get to the meeting room, and from then on, he would never be alone ever again.
They turned off computers. Fine.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open
Fine.
doors, he entered the door on his left.
But I'm gonna complain the whole time.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Tips for not getting
Feeling a
fired. Talk
wave of
less. Do
disbelief,
unbelievably amazing
Stanley
work all the
decided to go
time,
up
every
to his
day.
boss's office,
No expectation
hoping he
from
might find an
dispute
answer
with a
there.
coworker. Let it ball up inside you. Take it out passive aggressively on other coworkers. Resent coworkers for not supporting you more. What is hot? Profits. Using slides to assure employees that everything is okay. Make sure your slide has a slick blue graphic in the header, then throw some bevel on all the text. This will ensure a calm and productive work environment. Everyone is unique. You most of all. I agree. You are the most unique. Number of slides on this slide. Charts, slides, charts and slides. Rate which charts on the same slide depict the same information. Rate of increase in graphs per slide. Please no more charts. Please I'm begging, stop. The boss appreciation minute. Boss appreciation minute. Circle the top 20 things you love most about your boss. Fill out in triplicate and return to your boss appreciation specialist. Or BAS. These are all great options for business. And I am business person. Doing business. I am a good employee. My dreams of the future are lunch. And also less air. With no expectation of promotion or recognition, don't get fired. That's a good tip. Wait, I can go in the broom closet?
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Why isn't there anything here? I feel like there should be something here.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow.
All right.
Just an empty broom closet. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Well, if you say so. Who am I to question you, voice? Narrator. Clearly, you know what is best for me. Ooh, the executive bathroom. Oh, it's probably in use. It is the nice bathroom. Business time. Yes, yes it is. Boss.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck.
Yep.
Amazing. He stepped
Also,
into the
I'm
newly
a
opened
good
passageway.
employee. I'm a good employee because I listen. Oh wow, there is a newly opened passageway. Neat. It's dark back here. I don't know what's back here, but it's dark. I'm pushing buttons. It's fine. Oh, look, a big button. Let's push that. And down we go. Surely we'll find our boss here. Look, it's time for my break. It's time for my break. That's all I'm saying.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar.
I did realize that.
Of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him?
It's almost like it's being narrated to me.
Go unanswered for long.
Would it not go unanswered long for?
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Or I could escape. Okay, well, I am a sucker for being told what to do.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Well, I can't fit through the bars, so yes. Wait, did you guys... Is this a surprise party? Is this because I've been doing such a good job?
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Wait, what about the guy who just sharpens things? That I really hope are just pencils. Where is he? Where is he? It's in the... Okay, 427. That's me. He's in the 430 block. Yep, there I am. He's like 431, I think. He just... No, there it is, 432. Just sits and sharpens his pencil all day. All right. All right, that box doesn't do anything.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true.
It couldn't.
Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Am I getting promoted?
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never.
Never.
It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
No.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life.
Yes.
For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
0142. I bet that's what I have to do. I have to find 0. Where's 0? 2. 0. 3. 0. 5. There's a lot of places for buttons to be, and yet not a lot of 0. It's almost like it's just an absence of a number, really. Fancy that. Really? There's no 0. 1, 2. Wait. If I were a 0, 0, 1, 4, 2. Oh, 0, 5, 2, 1. Is it? I don't understand. Fine. I wish I knew where 0 was. If I knew where 0 was, boy, you'd be seeing something.
And when at last he found the source of the root,
I turned it off. Hooray! Right? I did.
And a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine. Unshackled
Hooray!
from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go.
No,
longer would anyone
that's
tell
not
him
it. My goal has always been to get back to work.
whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Did I?
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin,
Ah.
the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Yes, I'm sure that's exactly it. I'm sure that's the truth. I'm sure that's reality. We're definitely not back at work.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Boy, we could go through this again, but that would be a lot of work. Thank you for joining, my friends. We're rapidly approaching the end of Spooktober. We are almost done with this great work we have set upon ourselves. And then what? What happens if I stop working? What happens if I stop working at this? What's scarier? Work or nothing to work for? Farewell.